Hey you guys, I'm kind of doing something different today. Um, you remember in my latest video how I told y'all my dog died? Yeah, kind of depressing. It was in February, I think. Um, my dog had gotten out, and while my family was away in Pensacola, he had gotten out and gotten hit by a car, and we had to put him down. My dog, um, he's the only reason we got him was because he was sick and everything. So my way of coping was to write a story. Well, it wasn't really a story. It was something that had. I'll just read it to y'all. I typed it the day after it happened, after we found out he had been hit by the car and Humane Society had taken him in. Um, I'm sorry if I stutter while doing this. This is kind of hard for me to do because it's not something. I shared it on Facebook, but I've never really written it, read it out loud. So we'll see how it goes. I'm just going to read it. Keep in mind that I wrote it the day after, so it says yesterday and stuff like this. Everyone has a way of coping. Well, mine is writing, so don't shoot me for what I'm about to say. Everybody has a childhood pet, right? Well, I'm sorry to inform you, but family dies. My dog Mac, an 11-year-old Boston Terrier, died yesterday. A sickly animal since birth. The only reason my family got him was because he was too sick for a family friend to sell him. He wasn't expected to live to see a year of age, yet he did. Sadly, though, as the memory-filled years continued, the beloved dog became very blind, growing sicker each year. We showered him in love, but his body grew weaker, older, and filled with more pain with every passing day. He injured his hip as a puppy, which just added to the arthritis. He feared being alone due to the inability to see. My family went out of town this weekend. When we came back, Mac was gone, yet Lucy, a 7-year-old white and brown rat terrier, and Toby, a year-old dark brown Chihuahua Yorkie mix, remained. This confused us because Mac would never wander far. He would dig his way out of the backyard, but would always wait for us on the front porch. This time, he didn't. But why would the other two stay? After a futile search the night we got home, I blazed through school, nothing on my mind but Mac. I returned from school in haste, equipped with an umbrella and raincoat. I was ready to search for my lost friend. After stopping by many houses on my street, this was the story I gathered. Mac had been seen walking away from the entrance to the busy road, and stopped on the corner of my house of the block. This is when the story gets tearful for me. Lucy is said to have ran after him, playing with him. This is what she always did to get him to follow her. She then tried to get him to come back to the house. Mac didn't follow. He instead walked past the house. One neighbor said that Lucy walked with him to a small strip of road that separated my block from Pops Ferry. Anyone who lives near me would know that that's an extremely busy road. The kind man said that he left for a moment, and when he came back, Lucy was gone, and Mac was standing at the edge of a backyard, staring at the road. He then lost sight of Doodlebug. Being now frantic and scared for the sake and well-being of my family member, I had my father drive me around the block. When no traces of him were found, I had him call the Humane Society. All I got was a recording. By now, my neighbors, the Becks, had started to join the search. Mr. Lewis is a policeman, so he contacted the dog catchers over the radio. With heavy hearts, the Becks called my dad back. Miss Michelle informed us that they did, in fact, have Mac, but there was bad news. Mac had been transported to emergency care. He had been hit by a car. The vets there tried as hard as they could to help him, but they said that he was just too old and weak. They sent him to the Humane Society, where he was later put down. Now you may wonder, why should I share my painful story? Why share all of this? I guess because I was leading up to telling you about the dream I had last night. In my dream, I saw everything that was told to me, only my beloved dogs could talk, and I could hear their thoughts. Here is the dream. Mac watched as his family packed for their trip. This is it. He was going to put an end to his pain, but he was going to do it when they were gone. I lost my spot. So they wouldn't have to go through the pain of seeing his broken body. He wouldn't want them to. He couldn't even imagine how broken that would leave their hearts. They used to fuss at him for crying out in the night. If they only knew how much pain he was in. Now he was finally going to end it. He had been talking to Lucy for a week now, not careful not to let Toby overhear. He was just a kid. For a week Lucy had been trying to talk him out of it. Think about the kids. You've been here longer than me. I don't know how to cheer them up without you. Mac would simply snort. You're a good girl, Luce. You'll learn. Mac made sure to play with the kids before they left, made sure he was super energetic. It took him a whole weekend to dig his way out of the backyard. The pain that he felt was almost unbearable. And the whole time he dug, Toby sat behind him, whimpering. The poor kid was starting to understand what was going on. Finally, Sunday night, he made a hole big enough to fit his skinny, frail body through. Mac walked the opposite direction than the busy road. He knew it was only a short walk away. He was scared. As long as he planned for this, it didn't stop him from being scared. Working up his nerve, Mac stopped. Mac was greeted by the sound of running paws. He may be blind, but even in this state he knew it was Lucy. Nothing you can say or do to stop me, Luce. I've made up my mind. Mac heard the quiver in her breath as she bumped her paws against him. Mac, please, come back. Don't do this. I can't do this without you. Mac ignored her and started walking past the house, towards the road. Mac, think about the kids. Think about Alicia and Barry. And Toby? What am I going to tell him? I've been thinking about them, damn it, Lucy, I have. Mac looked at the ground, his legs trembling. That's why I have to do this. Mac lifted his head and looked towards the sound of Lucy sniffling. I want them to remember me as a good, loving, obedient dog. A strong dog and a good friend, not a weak and broken dog. I don't want to be remembered as lost. I want to be remembered as found. I want to guard their house forever, and I want to see when I do it. Lucy looked at him sadly. But, please, Lucy, let me end my pain. Mac looked towards the road with how small and weak he was. It'd be quick. Painless. Unseen to Mac, Lucy let tears fall down her face, wetting her fur. Fine, but I don't want to be here when it's done. Mac's heart smiled. Take care of those kids for me. Angel will comfort himself in private. Be sure to be there when Sissy cries in secret. And stay by Caitlin. That child wears her heart on her sleeve. You're the dog of the house now, so you have to be sure to annoy the parents every minute of the day. You get it? Oh, and take care of Toby. Try and give the kid an idea on what he can and cannot chew. Most of all, don't blame yourself. You have to love them twice as much. Now, old gal, I love you, Lucy. Mac heard the quiver in her bark when she replied, I love you, Mac. Goodbye. Mac shook his head. This isn't goodbye. We will see each other again on the Rainbow Bridge, where we will wait for the family together. Lucy turned her back to them. Then until then, I love you, Mac. Mac waited for Lucy to get home before turning to the main road. Thank you for a life full of blood. Don't cry for me. We will meet again. I love you, kids, parents, Toby and Lucy. Mac stepped into the traffic. I woke up crying. That was not something my imagination could have made up. Call it fate, but that was shown to me for a reason. No matter what, though, I know he's guarding us, just like he said he would, and when I cry for him, I know he licks my face. I love you, Mac. And that's what I wrote, to calm my nerves. And to be honest, that was really a dream I had. I don't think it was a dream. I mean, everyone's got their way of coping, and when I told my dad about it, he thought maybe it's just my brain trying to help me get over the loss of a family member. But I don't see that happening. I think that was shown to me. I think, I'm about to get all religious here, but I honestly think Mac told God to show me that so that I could be happy. Because I coped over it faster than most of my family members. So it is hard to cope over the loss of someone you love. I guess what I'm doing this video for is that anyone who's ever lost an animal, a pet, a friend, a family member, don't don't hold on to that stress and don't hold on to that sadness, because it's just going to make things worse for you and your family. The quicker you get over it and realize that they're happy where they are, the better you will be. Now, it's June. It's been about 4 or 5 months since my dog's died. I mean, I still miss him every day, but I got over it. He's happy. He's where he wanted to be. And if that's how he wanted it, then I'm happy for him. Sorry about the extremely serious video, guys. I mean, I just thought that story needed to get out there, because I don't think anyone needs to hold back stress, and I'm just proving how much it can help. I've got this hair right here, and I don't know what it's doing. But it's a serious video. I don't normally do it, but hey, if it helps y'all, like the video, I guess. Anyway, guys, high five that like button. Got me tearing up. High five that like button. Tell all your friends about the life of a cat. Anyways, guys, love y'all. Peace.